Hello, I'm Emily Holcomb, and I'm honored to be a part of this important conversation on how we can better support our English learners or multilingual learners by connecting the unique strengths they bring into our schools and classrooms. Today, we're diving into how culturally responsive teaching, inclusive learning environments, and strong homeschool connections can transform outcomes for English learners. Culturally responsive teaching. Let's begin by talking about cultural influences on teaching and learning. Every student comes to school with cultural norms, values, languages, and experiences that shape how they interact with others and how they learn. When teachers understand and appreciate these differences, we build stronger relationships and create more meaningful learning experiences. Cultural competence is our ability to respect, understand, and effectively teach students from diverse cultural backgrounds. It's especially important when working with English learners because it ensures we're not just teaching content, we're teaching students. Culturally competent educators use students' cultural experiences as tools for learning, not barriers. So, how do we integrate EL's cultural values and beliefs into learning? One example is connecting curriculum topics to students' lived experiences. For instance, when discussing family in a language arts unit, we can invite students to share family traditions or community stories. This validates their identities and creates space for multiple worldviews in the classroom. The role of culture in student learning is foundational. According to Gay in 2018, culturally responsive teaching acknowledges the centrality of culture and learning and uses it to make instruction more effective. It influences how students express themselves, process information, and even how they respond to authority and structure. Our classroom environments play a key role in language acquisition. Inclusive, supportive settings lower students' emotional barriers to learning. To create such an environment, we need clear routines, visual supports, bilingual resources, and affirming messages that reflect the diversity in our classroom. To support and celebrate cultural diversity, try using multicultural texts, music, and media. Invite guest speakers from diverse backgrounds or assign projects where students explore their heritage. To leverage home languages, use bilingual labels, sentence stems, or invite students to code switch as they build fluency. Encourage students to teach classmates words from their home language. It empowers them as experts. Supporting the needs of ELs in the classroom. To respond to the diverse strengths and needs of ELs, especially those with disabilities, differentiated instruction is key. Scaffold learning with visuals, graphic organizers, or sentence frames. Small group instruction allows for more individualized support and peer collaboration. Meeting social and emotional needs is just as critical as academic instruction. Many ELs experience culture shock, isolation, and stress related to language acquisition. Create a safe space for expression, and use SEL or social emotional learning, check-ins, and build strong peer communities. When establishing classroom routines, we must remember that routines grounded in cultural awareness foster trust. For instance, students from some cultures may not be comfortable making eye contact or speaking out in large groups. Provide options for participation and respect different communication styles. Home and school connections. Strong homeschool connections support ELs tremendously. Families bring funds of knowledge, that is, cultural and intellectual resources developed through life experience. These influence how children learn, and we can incorporate this knowledge into our curriculum to deepen learning and relevance. To build family and community partnerships, offer multiple avenues for communication, such as translated newsletters, phone calls, class dojo messages, or bilingual events. Home visits or informal coffee chats can foster trust as well. Effective family engagement practices might include parent workshops on literacy strategies in the home language, family cultural nights, or student-led conferences. Always offer interpreters for IEPs, conferences, and events. For inclusive community engagement, connect with local organizations that serve immigrant and refugee populations. Invite families to share stories, songs, or food during cultural celebrations. This reinforces that their identities are welcomed and honored in school. When we embrace an asset-based mindset, we don't see English learners as students who lack language skills. We see them as multilingual learners who bring rich cultural and linguistic resources. Our job is to tap into those assets and create partnerships that empower students and families. Thank you for taking the time to reflect on this important work. I know together we can make our classrooms and communities stronger, more inclusive, and more equitable for all students. Thank you.